So one of the topics that I wanted to really kind of talk about is that I love to get inspiration from different people around the world, from lots of different backgrounds. And my mentors are people like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, that kind of thing, just because I'm a basketball player in terms of sports. But actually also I love to watch people I just respect that are just really good at their stuff. And I was actually listening to Apple Music on Wednesday, and it was the drive back from North Yorkshire to Newcastle where I'm based, and I was listening to an interview with Billie Eilish. So Billie Eilish, if you know who she is, that she was a teenage pop sensation, but she writes all her own music with her brother and they create it, and incredibly kind of talented, which is what you've got there. But what's been really interesting is that as she's gone through her career, she's now arguably the biggest star in the world. I think she headlined Glastonbury. And actually, she said herself that actually now she's started to do the things which make the difference between just relying on raw talent to survive and do your tasks and do stuff, to actually becoming more professional in terms of the way that she does her breath work, to actually become a better singer, to actually start to work on techniques to be able to control her voice in different ways. And then even down to when she performs on stage, she loves to kind of bounce around and do all this really energetic stuff, which is fine if you do it once. But if your job is to do that 100 times or 200 times per year, your body's going to break down, your muscles are going to get sore. So you actually have to take a professional approach to things like your diet, your activity, your sleep, your that kind of thing. And one of the things that I thought would be really interesting to kind of talk about is the way to use that and actually to look at how we go from raw talent to pro, and actually things that you can do that really kind of make a difference. So the first one is actually to look after your body. This is probably most applicable if you think about athletes. So for instance, the NBA, if you play 82 games or 100 games a season, if you're really good and you get into the playoffs, that's a lot of wear and tear on your body. It's tiredness, you'll have sore Achilles, basically your body starts to break down because you're working really hard. But this is also true in business, and I've actually kind of seen this myself, that if you're working really hard, you might be putting the hours in, you get stressed, you get tired. And when that happens, your decision-making capacity and ability does drop. So actually just looking after your body is really, really important. In business and careers, that can be to do with taking time for yourself, taking breaks, sleeping properly, but also eating properly and looking after your health. But actually there's a difference between, for me, what's really funny is that even just, I'd say in the past year, that I'd actually gone through most of my career on kind of talent, if that makes sense, just the ability and desire to do stuff. And then actually learning and the ability to go out and figure stuff out and bring it in. But actually now it's the silly things that I do that really make a difference to try and get to that next level. It's go to bed at 9 o'clock. It's to try and cut down my McDonald's intake and actually just do things like trying to do fitness classes. But I do it as a part of my routine, not just because it's something I want to do, although it is something I want to do. It's because I actually know that it will improve my business performance. And this is something that whatever it is that you do, and athletes do it, and singers do it, and business people do it, really kind of look after your body, and it will help you sustain a higher level of performance for longer, but also reduce your stress levels and generally make you fitter, happier, and kind of healthier. Next is actually to do with improving your skills. So obviously we have a business course, which we like to promote, but actually the more that you get good at something, again, singers, the ability to control your voice in different ways or use different techniques or almost expose yourself to different areas. In business, it's so true that you don't know what you don't know. And there will be lots of management techniques and things out there, or sales techniques, that you can use to help promote your company. And what we're really looking to do, the British Olympic teams call this marginal gains. It's to make lots of small 1%, 2% improvements over time to just help you get more and more and more efficient. But the way often to do that is that if you take sales as an example, people might say that if you want to increase sales, well, just work harder and pick up the phone more. And that's true, but there's still some strategy thinking behind it, that actually what you really want to do is review the strategy, review your sales conversion rates, and actually look at, Are you converting the amount of sales that you should be based on the amount of stuff that you bid and who you bid against? Because actually, if you should be winning 30% of your jobs if you bid against 3 people, but you're actually only winning 10% of your jobs, and this is in a tender kind of scenario. But the point is that just doing more activity, working harder and relying on raw talent won't help you get there. Through actually looking at your policies, procedures, your assumptions when you bid work, your cost base, your suppliers, and lots of really cool stuff. If we can get your conversion rate back to where it should be or even higher, then you want to improve your activity. But the point is, if you don't know how to do that and how to really review your sales process, it's going to be really difficult to really reach that top level. And that's where just having the extra kind of knowledge and tips and tricks to then apply to your talent and enthusiasm kind of will go a long way. Next is actually kind of learning from others. I'm 39 now, and I actually had a basketball game last night. But one of the big things that a lot of sports teams do is that you have your first team squad, or in the NBA, you have your kind of top 8 players. But they often actually employ veterans on the team, and these are people that have been there, done it, have tips, have advice. So although I am a qualified basketball coach, when I was with the guys last night, we've got some guys coming through that are 18, 19, really talented people, a lot fitter and faster than I am. But because I've been around for 20 years more, I can give them tips and tricks to become better, more efficient players, which helps them get better. But the point is that's also true for your business or career. There are so many people that you can learn from and just pick their brains and ask mentors or people that you like or respect. And actually just being honest and saying, look, I'm struggling with this. What should I do here? Just learning from others will just take you so much further forward, because actually there's no point trying to learn something from scratch if someone else has been through it before. And it's just that kind of idea that you're not on this journey alone. Your community, whether you realize it or not, or your network, most of them probably will happily kind of help you. I'd say get advice from people that probably know what they're talking about first. But the point is you can really kind of learn from others, and just knowing how to play the game will make the difference. So last but not least, just if we were to kind of draw this out, as an engineer, I do love a graph. What we're essentially looking for, most people as they go through their career, they go to school, some might go to university, they start their career and they start to progress. But you do get to a certain point where it starts to plateau, it starts to flatten off. This is arguably how far your raw talent can get you, if that makes sense. And what we're really looking to do is really kind of learning the tools and tricks and tools to kind of help you move forward, to actually, figure out what is business strategy, what is marketing, what is sales, what is leadership and management, and what are the things I can do to help inspire others and become more effective. What we're hoping to do is just allow you to actually make the difference, to actually reach that top level, and actually just starting to treat your career as a professional as the most important thing in your life, and making decisions that will help you do that, which does include taking time for yourself, eating properly, sleeping properly, mindfulness, learning, and almost all of those kind of things. This is how we can take you from just relying on raw talent to actually just help you reach that next level. Again, if you're not bothered with any of this, you're probably not even watching the live stream. But the idea is just to plant that seed that if all of your major music stars and sports stars and even business people will do this, some of them shout about it, some of them don't. But if you really want to reach that top level, it is something to kind of keep in mind. So my name's Steve Pugh. If you catch this on YouTube or any of the other kind of platforms, please kind of like and subscribe. We do business and entrepreneurship content every week. And then hopefully, if you get in touch, I will speak to you soon.